Yes. Welcome, welcome, welcome for everyone who's on the Cynthia J Show. It is 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right over here in the Big VA. I'm excited. How was everyone's week? How was your week? I know for me, it was very interesting, but I'm excited. I am your co host, your birthing doula, your inspirational healer and spiritual healer, and your psalmist, Cynthia J. This is the Cynthia J podcast, holding us women and men accountable. I'm just excited today because I will be having a special guest. Hopefully, we're just waiting for her to log on soon. And it's going to be a very powerful topic, a topic that is very necessary. So, for those who are just chiming in on Instagram and TikTok, welcome, welcome. If you're just chiming in, get ready, and I will be reserving the topic, then giving it out to you. Go ahead and hit that like button, share with some family members if you can. Hit that like button and share, share, share. I am doing the same thing. I'm sharing right now, just waiting for a few people to chime on in, getting us ready for tonight's episode, which we're going to be having a special guest who is one of my very special close sisters. And I'm truly excited what's about to go down. Very deep topic that's necessary in our community. So get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready as we're waiting for her to get on in. So, with that being said, just to give you a little heads up, just some updates. Again, for those who haven't known, the show time has changed to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time now. And just again, time's getting ready to change. So if you guys are on the East Coast, get ready this weekend. Get ready to set your clocks back. Yes. Go get ready and set your clocks back. Peace, peace, and love to you, sister. I see you, Rachel, on Instagram. Peace to John and Patricia. I see you guys. Chime on in, hit that like button, and share. I am truly excited and getting ready. Again, just waiting on our co-host to chime on in. But again, back to what I was saying. Get ready because the clocks is getting ready to change up over here in the East Coast. Set your clocks this Saturday. You do not want to miss out if you're getting ready for church or any special event. You don't want to have any issues with work and whatever. So, yeah, let me go ahead and hold on, guys. I got to share something. Our special guest having a little trouble here. So, let me try to get her in. Let me try to get her on in here. So, you know how this technology has a special way of playing around with people. It always want to lag and do what it do, cause people not to want to get into the link. So, let me go ahead and try to get her in here. So, y'all just bear with y'all sister here. Just bear with your sister here, while I'm trying to get her in. But yes, I'm excited. I don't know about you guys. I'm truly excited. But today's topic is very, very necessary. Today's topic is going to be pertaining to, a situation that is been talked about for a very long time. A very, very long time. And it's necessary still. It's very, very necessary because we have issues out here in the world that a lot of us don't really take the time to really get and dive in deep to those who really need it. Oh, here we go. Let's try this. Let me try this. I'm going to see if this works too as well. Because now we're trying to request on another end. Let's see if this works. Is it the request video? I don't know why. There you go. There you go. Oh, you there. Okay. It wouldn't let you on the other end, huh? Okay, we just try to email it to you, but I don't know if you got a chance to look up on the email. Yeah, let's see. You know what? And look, for those who don't know, Instagram majority of the time is the thing for most people. If it's not TikTok, it is Instagram, and Instagram do have your back. So for those for those who don't know, Instagram will have your back. So again, hit that like button and share, guys. I'm introducing a very powerful sister of mine who I love dearly, who has had my back from day one, who has been, what I mean, a testimony herself. I know for those who on TikTok, you might can't see her, but you definitely can hear her voice. That's okay. For those who on Red Stream, you may cannot see her, but you can hear her voice still. My sister, my co-partner in life, in our business together, Tasha Anderson Perkins. Welcome to the Cynthia J Show. So, kind of before we start, I'm gonna let them hear you introduce yourself first before we go into the topic, and then we'll go from there. Ooh, oh my gosh, that's right. You got a birthday next week. She gonna be 51. So happy early blessed birthday to Miss Tacha. She's gonna be 51. Oh my God. So guys, y'all seen her picture on TikTok. For those who actually had a chance to see the flyer, when you see her, she don't even look her age. She looks amazing. She looks young. She's vibrant. I mean, if I can look, I'm still a little behind her, but if she's looking fabulous at 51, let me know what her recipe is. Please let me know the recipe. Grace. Yeah, Grace will do it. Grace would definitely do it. Mm. Mm. Wow. Wow. Mm. Right. Mm. Ooh. 4 years? Oh my God. I put an extra year on it. I'm sorry, I put an extra year on Healing Hearts. For those who can't see, I'm rocking the shirt, Healing Hearts, Telemay Doula. We're rocking the shirt. So if you're looking for a birthing doula, we're right here. See, she's rocking hers too. For those who don't know, go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe, and share. Definitely will be sharing it in the link soon, right after our hosting interview. Go ahead. Yes, that's true. That's true. Mm-hmm. Right. Right. Good. Right, right. True. Mm. Right, right. Mhm. Right, right. Yes. Yes, our brothers do need lift. Yes. Mhm. Huh. Men hurt too now. Men hurt too. Yes. Yes, they do. Mhm. Yes. God bless you guys on TikTok. It does. And that's why it's so important. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, guys. People, I just think, the Most High in and outside of me that I am able to get up here because a lot of people don't understand that it's not easy to do a podcast to get out here and just put your foot on the ground. It takes somewhere, it takes encouragement. Sometimes you have to encourage yourself and just step out on faith because you're going to encounter a lot of, criticism and things like that. And just like how she was saying, introducing herself, guys, who's on TikTok. Welcome again, and God bless those who are on here. Just hit that like button. Let me know if you can hear us, guys. And so, our topic on today is episode 40, dealing with are Black women 3 times more likely to die during childbirth than any other ethnic group? Again, are Black women 3 times, three guys, more likely to die during childbirth than any other group? Which is a good question. And as she was telling her story, that goes to show you she wasn't even supposed to be here. That goes to show you she wasn't supposed to be here. Yeah. Go ahead. It is, for my personal experience as well, for those who don't know, I almost died in the hospital myself. And that's what I'm so grateful how far we've come because that's how we met. And we both were pregnant at the same time. We had just met. Who would have ever known that we were allow ourselves to become birthing doulas? Like seriously, if it wasn't for the life and death situation that we were about to go through, it had to take a situation for us to almost die on an operating table. If it wasn't for someone being there, that God had an angel watching over us to say, hey, no, this one has to be a testimony. This one has to be a living proof. So, yes, do Black women die 3 times more likely than any other ethnic group? Yes, we do. Good question. Why is that? It's so funny. I actually had somebody ask me that. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Mm. Woo. 3/5 of a human. Right. That's crazy. Okay. Yeah. Yes. I hope you guys are hearing that on TikTok, on Instagram, YouTube. I hope y'all hearing it. I got to repeat that for you. Did you guys hear what she said? The more educated you are, you and your family, as you are preparing for your first child, your current children, or however it may be, are 4 times more likely to be in critical death or die than those who are not very well educated. And educated meaning, you are aware of what goes on in the hospital. You're aware of the prescription and the other products that they use. You're aware how they operate. So what they try to do is do some slick stuff if you are not aware of the number one key thing, your childbirth rights. If you are unaware of that part, but you're well educated elsewhere, she said, are 4 times more likely to die than those who are not as well educated on what they should expect during childbirth than any other ethnic group. And that was the article from where? From the Mayo Clinic? Mm-hmm. No. Right. And that makes you wonder why. Mm-hmm. Mm. And I'm going to chime in on with you on that, how that is a big and high population age gap there. Well, not just an age gap, I don't even want to use the word group, but we have different levels of how we move as a people. That should go to tell you that dollar signs are written on our head. So the higher your educational level, you have a dollar sign on your head. It's almost like, how celebrities are out here. Whatever your value is worth, that same thing basically goes for what you just said. The higher our education is, the more dollar signs it is on our head if we are expected mothers, first-time mothers, or you had already had children, but you decided to educate yourself higher. That means they're watching, they're calculating, they're watching us now as we are on here talking about this as we speak, guys. As we speak, they're watching. So they're aware of what we're doing on all social media platforms. They're aware that we're talking about this. And it's funny also you said that. So I was surprised to see that it was an article listed by the CDC even on it through John Hopkins. I said, oh, really? The same people that did what? The same people that even without authorization had taken Henrietta Lacks DNA. So how are they having an article talking about it? Why? I'm going to tell you why. Because it's being highly discussed more now than ever before. And we are speaking out more and more on this situation. And it's sad because it affects the families very deeply, especially it depends on where you're living at, because every state is different. Yes, they all run by the same federal law, but their state laws are very, very different. And so with that being said, it's very important that we really pay attention. And if you have a family member, guys, pay attention. Oh, here we go. You managed to get up here. Let me chime you in. There she goes. Uh-oh.
I just popped up. So one of these volumes gotta go.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. If you're on Instagram watching, she finally got up on here.
Here I am. Hi.
So,
It's
other than that, I
working.
might hear a little echo in the background, guys, but we'll fix it. But anyway,
Well,
yeah. So
Sister Cynthia, I want to read this article that I found on what we were just talking about for the Mayo Clinic. So the doctor that wrote this article, and forgive me because I don't want to butcher her name,
it's okay. Go ahead.
but her name is Demilade A. Adewasiko. So I don't want to butcher her name, but she's the one who wrote the article for the Mayo Clinic.
Okay.
And she said maternal mortality rates, blacks versus white in the US. It says, based on recent estimates, non-Hispanic black women are 2.6 times more likely to die from pregnancy-related complications than white. For black women 25 and older, pregnancy mortality-related death is 4 times higher.
Yes.
This study was done from 2000 to 2020.
So that's a pretty good recent one too, as well.
Yep. And it says that it doesn't improve with our social economic status
Mm-hmm.
or our education. And
Mm.
I misspoke earlier. Please forgive me because earlier I said 4 times. It's actually the pregnancy related mortality ratio was 5 times higher for Black mothers.
That's deep. That's deep. 4 times high, more for black.
Hmm.
And it's funny you said that because I also came across an article, and I'm gonna get up in here and chime and share that in here too as well, which I was very, very surprised to read up on, and I'm gonna share it on our view so everybody can see it. So y'all guys bear with your sister here for a second, but I'm gonna read it. But one of the questions of the article says, why do so many black women die in pregnancies? And one of the first things it says on here is one reason doctors don't take them seriously. Keyword,
No.
doctors do not
Mm-mm.
take them seriously at all. And this is true because I can use myself personally as an example, guys. When I was in a particular hospital out here in Northern VA, and I went from one hospital to another. Once I got to one of the particular hospitals, I was in there, I was telling them what I was going through, and it had to take my regular doctor once he arrived to come in. He looked at the stats and all I just remember hearing him just going off. He went off the whole entire staff in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, and I quote, he said, "What in the," I normally don't say, "What in the hell?" That was his words. What in the hell? And why in the hell is she still here? Before I knew it, I don't remember nothing else after that. If it wasn't for him, that particular hospital, even though they had their OBGYN, they would have had probably left me there to die, to bleed to death. But as this article right
Mm-hmm.
here says, it says, as a public health instructor, this lady who was a black mother and a teacher, she taught college students about racial health parties, including the fact that black women in the U.S. are nearly 3 times more likely to die during pregnancy over delivery than any other race. Her home state of this is in Alabama now. This is Alabama. Alabama is has the third highest maternal mortality rate in the nation. So that makes
Okay.
you wonder what's the first. If they the third, and that's deep. And right here, and I'm gonna cut it short, but I'm not going to read the whole article, but she states that she had been overjoyed from her first pregnancy, which quickly turned into a nightmare when she began to suffer from stomach pains. Now, I could definitely tell you guys out there, a lot of certain women always quickly state that they have stomach pains after delivering a baby, which is most of the time hemorrhaging. So if you are not aware of how things are supposed to go and you're first time mom, I really advise you, and I know you feel confident in your doctor. I know that some people really do put their faith, and don't get me wrong, they put their faith in that person's hand, but you shouldn't put your faith in that person's hand. You should put your faith in God within yourself and to really pay attention what's going on and pray that this person would take you seriously and listen to you well, because if not, your death will be in their hands and they'll try to run from it. Think about the young couple that was in Atlanta recently. Delivered their baby, and what happened? The baby head was amputated.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's been cases where the mothers have been, and then I'm gonna stop right there for a moment. There's been cases where the mothers have told the doctors that they're in pain as they're delivering, or they have used forceps, they have used other methods to uh, cut the area, saying the baby's head is too big, all these other kind of things. And then the fathers, as she said earlier, they hurt too. The fathers hurt too. And as the fathers are sitting there, they're thinking like, "Oh my God, my wife, my child." They're excited, they nervous, kind of still at the same time. They looks like to them the doctors know what they're doing until all of a sudden it's like, "What? What's going on? Why? What just happened?" And so with that being said, it's very important to pay attention for those who may not be able to afford it. If you can't afford a midwife, try the birthing doula. See if somebody, as you heard her say at the very beginning, merging, let's talk about it, Healing Hearts Tailor-Made Birthing Doula together, because some have lost their babies and have no way of expressing to talk about what they're feeling in the inside. Like, you'd be very amazed that just as much as the mothers go through, the fathers are beating themselves up dramatically. Because remember, men don't do a lot of talking. They really don't. They do not do a lot of talking. They hold a lot in and they try to be a protector for their wife and for their unborn child. And it puts them in a place where they soak their hand to them, they're fixers. So all they know how to do is fix. But now there it should be a way, and starting today, we will share with you ways how to handle situations like this. So definitely, anything else you want to chime in with?
I do, because I have just located the top 5 states
Go ahead. Ooh, y'all get
that
ready. She's getting
have,
ready to tell you the top 5 states.
yes, the top 5 state, because the CDC does not publish maternal mortality rates.
Nope.
So, according to the Mayo Clinic, Arkansas is number 1,
Mm.
Mississippi is number 2, and I want y'all to listen to these states. Arkansas is number 1, Mississippi is number 2, Tennessee is number 3, Alabama is number 4, and Louisiana is number 5.
Did y'all hear that?
So three
Did
out
y'all
of
hear
those
that?
5 states, 3 out of those 5 states also voted to put slavery back in action,
They sure did.
which was Mississippi, Louisiana, and Alabama.
Let's repeat that again so everyone here on TikTok Live and Instagram and Rich Stream on YouTube will hear it. Say it one more time, please, for us, sister.
So 3 out of the 5 states mentioned voted slavery to be enacted, put it back on the books. They voted it
Did
back
y'all
in the
hear that?
books.
Three.
And it
Three
was
states,
three.
guys, voted to have
Mississippi,
slavery.
mhm,
Back on the book.
Alabama, and Louisiana.
Mississippi, Alabama, and Louisiana voted to have slavery put back in the books. And these three states are also the three states that have the highest
Mm-hmm.
death, mortality,
Yep.
birth rate in America. Do you guys?
Two. Yep. Mississippi's number 2, Alabama's number 4, and Louisiana's number 5.
Mississippi. Ooh. And see, I had family out in Mississippi. And I went out there one time.
Mm.
And when I went out there, I thought about that TV show my grandma used to watch called Dallas. When I used to watch Dallas, I used to see red dirt when the guy would get off the plane and all you see is red
Mm-hmm.
dirt. Well, when I came to Mississippi, I saw red dirt for the first time in my life. And when I was there and
Mm-hmm.
I saw the mentality of my people there, I was very, very disappointed. Very, very disappointed. Because in my mind, I'm saying to myself, you know, like the word said, my people perish by the lack of knowledge. People were there and they was not knowledgeable of anything. They just went with the
Mm-hmm.
flow
Mm-hmm.
like zombies.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like the movie on Get Out. You know, when the people was at the family's house and all of them running around
Mm-hmm.
here like they were maids and yard workers, but they was walking around like they was lost in time.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have 5 of these states that she named are the toughest states that you deal with during election times. These are the same 5 states, and out of those states brought back slavery and also have the highest birthing death rate
Mm-hmm.
in the nation that they don't even talk about, as she said, on the CDC website.
No, the Mayo. No, the
Oh,
Mayo.
the mail
So
doesn't
the
talk.
CDC, yeah, the CDC doesn't publish. They don't publish mortality rates
Got you. So
for,
CDC don't
um,
publish.
yeah, they don't publish the mortality rates of, Black folks who died
Right.
during labor, or Native, indigenous folks. They don't keep records of that. But this article that I'm reading from is from the Mayo Clinic.
And that's very deep. So that goes to show you how it's important, my brothers and sisters out here, why we have to be advocates for each other. It's very
Mm-hmm.
important that we also share knowledge to one another that will help each other grow and not be naive or ignorant to the things that are going on around us. There's a lot of things around us that are here to distract us. They are here to distract us from knowing what's going on so that you don't have the time to take the time to know what's going on.
Mm-hmm. That
All
is
you know is
absolutely
that you're going to
correct.
go out there and, oh, we having our first child, we have a family, you just know to work, your 9 to 5 job, you got to get home, cook for the family, the husband, get the kids to bed, wash clothes,
Mm-hmm.
whatever else that comes with that list. Sports, that's another big thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very important that not only us, but you as well are aware of what you are. I don't want to use the word that you're getting yourself into, but be aware of where you're about to walk into. Because
Mm-hmm.
if you are unaware of what you're about to walk into, your life, they can decide to let you keep it or take it from you. And I also find this very interesting to me because I don't know if you have personally, dealt with this, sis, but I know for me, as I have given this kind of talk to most, it seems like it goes through one ear and out the other. It's like they actually still have their
Actually,
faith.
no, actually, the ones that I have talked to have been very receptive, even
That's
to
good.
the part where, like, in the state of Virginia, I'm gonna talk about where we're at, what we know.
In Virginia, VA.
Right. So if you go into, when you go into labor, during COVID, they were making mothers choose between, because you can only have one person
Right, right. In the hospital, that's what she's
with
saying,
you.
guys.
Yeah,
During
in the hospital, you can only have one person with you. So you're in the midst of writhing pain, giving birth to a baby, and the doctors say, well, the nurses, well, you can only have one person outside of your doctor and your midwife if you have one.
mm.
It can be your mother, your father, your husband, or your doula. In that
They put
moment,
a tight lid.
you have to make a decision. The mother has to make a decision. So at home births actually helped Black folks, and women of color
Yeah.
because we were either having home births or we were in birthing centers where it didn't matter how many people. You could have a whole damn family in there if you wanted. It didn't matter how many people you had in there. You had that support there, and there was
Right.
always someone there to speak for you on your behalf you know and it's crazy because you in the state of Virginia, and Sissy, we don't own our babies. We
Nope.
don't have custody of our babies. We carry them, yes. We birth them,
Yep.
yes. But when them jokers come out, they belong to the great old state of Virginia until you and or your spouse, husband, boyfriend, significant other, whoever,
Mm.
goes to court for custody of that child. And both of you cannot file for custody of that child. It has to be one or the other.
And it's so crazy. So as she said that, at the time, my husband and I, we didn't know that. And it was just out of the goodest heart by this older white guy who was getting ready to retire. I'm not going
Mm-hmm.
to say his name. And he whispered in our ears and he said, I'm going to tell you now, they are not going to allow you both to have custody. The only time you can have custody is one by another. And we were looking at
Mm-hmm.
he said technically you still have rights over your child. However, both of y'all couldn't do it. But the issue is, like, let's say you was a single parent and you fought for custody with one of your kids.
Mm-hmm.
They like it that way because if they want to take the child from you, it makes it easy.
Mm-hmm.
Easy peasy. It takes longer for other people to come to your rescue.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when it's two, they thinking, oh, we really got you. Because if something
Mm-hmm.
happens under the custody of both parents, they think you don't have no one. And if you a
Yep.
person who don't have family, don't have backup support, it's it. The only way you can basically have full custody of your child without any involvement of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna let her share this with you. Go ahead, sister. You tell them.
You actually, so if you have your child in the hospital, you can hang it up because it's either one or the other. If you have an at home birth or a birth through a birthing center,
Mm-hmm.
your child is not of this state. They
Nope.
were born of this state, but they are not state. So
Yep.
therefore, until you sign those papers for the birth certificate, your babies are sovereign. Your babies are sovereign. But the minute you sign for that birth certificate and that social security card, they are now government property.
Yes.
We are all government property, except for those that are born sovereign, that are born from
Mm-hmm.
underneath the law of the United States.
And I love how she said that. And it's so important. Like we didn't even know ourselves. So we're teaching you and giving you the self knowledge of what we didn't know. Like if I had never,
Mm,
my husband and I never went to call, we thought we were doing something right. If we didn't go, we would have never known. And it's
mhm,
sad that it's that way. Also, that's why it's very important that you have a good birthing doula that has your birth and right package that will help you
mhm,
against if you do decide to have a child in the hospital. I will tell you, you need your spouse,
mhm,
your birthing doula, your
mhm,
mama.
mhm.
Because see, like people will
God
say,
and a plan.
there you go. Because if they try to force you, if some of you guys never noticed, remember, what was it? way before the pandemic, there were people actually, let's say, like a husband and a wife or a boyfriend, girlfriend, child not here yet, woman left in the hospital. And all of a sudden, one of the ladies, and this happened in another state, I can't remember which one it was, but she was in there waiting for the husband, boyfriend, whoever it was to come back. And next thing she knows, she got two nurses and a doctor and two police, and they trying to give her a shot.
Mm-hmm.
You know what was going on? She's like, I'm not taking it. I'm in labor. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't get
And
permission,
they
but
do that. But you know why they do that? Because when they give you those meds, those shots, what does that do? That
yep,
impairs your coherentness, your faculties, your
yep.
movement. So you need to be able to sit up and push. Gravity goes down.
Y'all hear
Why are
that?
you laying this way? You
Mm,
laying this
mm,
way, gravity goes down. So, and you pushing and pushing and push.
yep.
What you doing? You causing more harm and strain and stress on your body, and
Yes.
more harm and strain and stress on the infant. And that's how that cord gets around that neck, because there's so much movement going on. You're
Yes.
supposed to be sitting up. You're supposed to be squatting so the baby can
Y'all
come
hear
out the
this?
birth canal correctly. So when you are given these drugs, i.e., epidural. From some women, I've heard that's the greatest thing that was ever invented. No, it's not
No, it's
the
not.
greatest thing ever invented,
I was,
because what it does, it prevents you from pushing out your child and having a natural birth. What
mm-hmm.
it does, it causes you to have an unnecessary surgery, which
There you
then
go.
opens you up to infection. It opens you up to sepsis. It
Yes.
opens you up to gauze being left in your incision, instruments being left in your incision.
Are
And
y'all hearing
these are things that are actually documented. You know what I'm saying? It
this?
When
Mm,
you have a cesarean, your insides are messed up forever because they're pulling the baby out from underneath your belly. So it's
yep.
affecting your gut. It's affecting your intestines, large and small. So
Yes.
they're pulling the baby out. All your goodies is coming out, your guts and everything.
Yes.
Your small intestines, large intestines, and they don't put it back in how God put it in. They
Nope.
just shove
They
it in.
don't. And it's
They
funny.
literally just shove it in,
I'm an
and you wonder
example.
why you got right, like what you wondering why you got bowel blockages. You were never constipated and had, bathroom issues before the baby came. Now you can't hold your pee pee, and now you got bowel blockages and obstructions because your intestines have been shoved back in your body and they're twisted up. They're
Yeah.
no longer that that S
Yes.
smooth S shape.
Mm-hmm.
You have
Exactly.
now a whole ball like this where they just scooped it up, pushed it
Yep, and
back
stuff
in.
back in. And it's funny you saying that, and then I'm gonna actually mention this one comment from a Laura. She said both of my kids delivered themselves. No pushing with Jarvis and once with Christian. That's good. You know that means that
Hmm.
whatever you did right at that particular time. And I definitely want to say, for those who don't know, like for me, I had two C sections. The first one because of emergency, and I was kind of out of it. My blessed blessed baby girl passed away inside me, but I hemorrhaged, and they didn't take the time to realize I hemorrhaged. They tried to induce the labor naturally, which made it worse. That's why my doctor went off. The second one was,
Hmm.
a C-section again. But even then, after that, I realized when I went later to try to figure out what was going on with my digestive system, and they had to put a tube down my throat for endoscopy to check, my insides. They said you had her surgery before because they always ask you anytime when you go in for a procedure, and I said
Hmm.
yes. And then they said, well, just at the bottom, your intestines were a little twisted. They said everything else looked great. But what he said, whatever you've been doing. And to be honest with you guys, if I hadn't been massaging my stomach, a lot of times us black women, we don't think about this, even though the damages of stuff that happens, but you can
Hmm.
heal thyself. You can heal thyself. Like I kept massaging and massaging. But one thing she said they do, and this is actual living proof, they leave items inside of you. they don't put it back right. They do things very quickly. If you don't have a very good OBGYN who is really about, not just your life, any life, who went to go to school to practice, because
They
they
took
really do.
that do no harm seriously.
Right, they feel that they went to school for this, then you just another dollar bill to them. If you have a doctor, and I know some out here would say, well, I have OBGYN, he's white and he does this and blah blah blah. I've actually come around across a lot of sisters who say, well, my doctor said I'm okay, but then they don't really do a lot of talking. And the first thing I ask them, I say, your doctor black, white, Indian, Asian? I just go down the list
Mm-hmm.
because first of all, I would tell you personally, the type of doctor I had at first, OBG was white and how quiet he was. And I was like, I ain't care too much for this guy. But then I came across my old doctor, but see, he also was accepted Medicaid and other things back then as well. And still, he had his own practice, but he was rated the number one infertility doctor in the Northern VA and still is to have his practice. He's Jewish. And I remember when I lost my first pregnancy and when he was telling them, hey, and he was going off on them, he said, if you ever had another one, I got you there. Hey, sis, I see you on Instagram. And then I'm going to get to this next comment. When I came back to him, when I was supposed to have surgery to remove, because I ended up having fibroids, and that's another thing that can affect you during the process of while you're pregnant, if you don't have a good OBGYN and good people to surround you to what's going on. I was going in for that, but I had another doctor for that at the time, and I was told a couple of things, and I was glad that I didn't make that decision that I made, and I'll talk about that on another time. However, if he didn't pay attention to me, I would not be here. You know, he helped me, and he was a Jewish doctor. He was white guy still too, but yet he wasn't like the other ones. So let me answer this comment real quick. What do you think about the couples in Atlanta where they doctor basically ripped off the baby's head? The sad thing about that, and we know that situation was someone who was black. I'm gonna repeat that question again for those who didn't hear. What do you guys think about the couple in Atlanta where their doctor basically ripped off their baby's head and they didn't tell the parents until a couple of days later? That's not funny. I'm not laughing at what happened to the baby. I gotta make sure everybody know.
Child.
Because I'm laughing at the stupidity of how they thought that they was gonna hide this and get away with it. How did they think that they was gonna hide that kind of situation and get away with it? And they're still fighting that, actually, for those who are unaware.
Yeah, they are.
They're still fighting it. I can definitely tell you when I came across it, I was very hurt and anger. Like my inner warrior was coming out. All I can tell you is I would not be who I am right now. But I was
That part.
angry. I was angry.
I was.
I desired to get on
Mm-mm.
that airplane and just be there for that mom and that father, because I know I would be going crazy. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I would not be leaving that hospital. I would have been locked up in somebody's jail. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Mm-hmm. You would have had company because I would have been right there with you.
Right. I'm and I'm still would have been flabbergasted why they wouldn't let me in the room to even see my baby. That's what I didn't get. Because the father had said that they had the baby propped up and they didn't even let him in there. But in my mind, if that was my husband, he would have been asking questions. He probably would have bulldozed in there, still want to hold his baby. That's just kind of
Look,
husband I have.
Mr. Man would have been in there. He would have been in there. He there wouldn't have been holding none of that back.
No,
Mm-mm.
but I'm
He would have
telling you
been all the
now,
way in there. He
I
would have
was
been all the way in there.
I
But
was
we
very
got to make sure too that our husbands and our, significant others, boyfriends, whatever, that they are fully versed in the law. When they say have your labor plan in place, you
yes,
know,
yes.
it
Please,
doesn't start. It starts from the day that you find out you're expecting.
Yes.
It doesn't start the day you get into the hospital. So, in your emergency preparedness kit, what
Mhm.
should you have in there? Your Bill of Rights. And the Bill of Rights is your birthing Bill of Rights.
Please, guys,
What
you got
that
to
is,
write this
it
down.
entails everything that they can and they cannot do. They
Again, she said,
cannot they cannot force you to have a C-section
no, they
unless the baby is in imminent danger. And what that means is if their heart rate is dropping, if
mm-hmm.
their oxygen is dropping, if you have already broken your water and they have no fluid, that is imminent danger. Don't let them people go in and pop your water.
Please don't. Please don't.
And when you go and you have this baby, this is a pet peeve of mine, so y'all have to excuse me. When they cut the umbilical cord is supposed to be chalky gray white.
Mm-hmm. Y'all hear that?
All of
Chalky.
the babies and all the babies' nutrition and vitamins, all of that is in that umbilical cord. Do you know what they do? You have your baby.
Mm.
Yay, it's a boy, girl. Yay. Okay, dad, do you want to cut the cord? That is when your spouse, your significant other is supposed to say, no, we want delayed clamping.
Y'all hear
What
this?
that means is they have to wait. In Virginia, they only give you 5 minutes, I think, Sissy. Is it
Yeah.
5? They only give you a few minutes in Virginia.
That's if you're in the
But
hospital,
for
guys.
the cord, they cut the cord, and what they do is they hold it up like this, and they go like this, whoosh.
And they shoot
They
it.
done gave
I'm
baby
demonstrating.
9, 10 months of DNA, fluid, nutrition. They done gave him or her a whole
Yeah.
head rush.
This what she
And
just
then
demonstrated when they cut. Let me
they wonder
do
why the baby is like all lethargic and is
the
not
umbilical cord.
crying and is looking.
Now, quickly.
They just gave the baby a brain rush.
Yes, they give a baby a brain rush, guys, for those who can't see. When they cut the umbilical cord too early, as she stated, they will hold up, which is true. I have seen it visually for myself. At the time, I didn't know no better because I wasn't no birth doula. And they quickly go whoosh. And that's why the baby go, and you ever see the baby jump? It's
Hmm.
supposed to go and flow. Everything from that umbilical cord, from that placenta, is supposed to give that baby all the nutrition that it needs slowly. It is also the identity of the baby. It also carries every DNA genetic from you, the father, and every other DNA from our ancestors in this umbilical cord that is so necessary, which is so needed. Yet, that's another thing. It also carries the oxygen, the iron that gets back into that baby. That's why babies drop weight after they are born because they
And
lack the
get
iron.
constipated. Yep.
Exactly. Yep. They get constipated and they've lacked the iron and all the other necessary nutritions that are in it. And I I don't like that in the state of Virginia. You're right. It's 5 minutes that we do that. But if you're in the hospital, guys, if you're in the
Correct.
hospital, but if you're
If you're
at
at
home,
home
you don't have to worry
or
about
a
that.
birthing center, you don't have to worry about it because you can legit lay there with your baby and bond with your baby. The father can lay with the baby and bond with the baby. The
Yes.
placenta and the umbilical cord will fall off on its own.
And don't be grossed
Number
out, guys.
two,
I know it's
mm-mm,
sounds nasty.
it is
Some people
nasty.
again will be like, "Oh, no, I'm just giving the." No, it is so necessary because if I had known
Hmm.
this back then, I would have did a little bit better myself, and that is why we are doing what we're doing now. That's what had
Hmm.
us to be led to become birthing doulas, so that we can not only self-educate the knowledge, or let me rephrase that, gain self-knowledge for self, so that we can share it
Hmm.
with you, so that you can go out and research. But go ahead, sis.
Yes. And stop giving them the placenta, please.
Thank you. But some of us are unaware of this. I can definitely tell you, for me, my first pregnancy, I had a bank to save my placenta, and they never got it because I was
Mm-hmm.
under. I was the only one, and
You're under. Yep.
that was the one mistake that I made because I was the only one in charge. I didn't put nobody down as a list
Mm-hmm.
because I wasn't expecting myself to go like that. I almost died.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I had learned from my mistakes. Definitely.
We
We have
all did.
a comment here. My midwife just left it until it stopped pulsing. Yes, your midwife can definitely do
Yes.
that. I had my placenta encapsulated and took. Yes. Do you know
Yes.
encapsule is so important?
That helps with your breast milk. It helps with your healing. It also gives you extra nutrients and vitamins that you had given to your child for birth. You know what I'm saying? And as you take it and encapsulate it, it helps with your breast milk. So then, as you are breastfeeding your child, you both are healing
Yes,
and you're restoring your natural balance and energy.
and all the iron,
All of that, because
everything.
all the over the counter iron does, I don't even know if it really truly works. All I know is it constipates the hell out of you. So I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna find somewhere else and get my iron because that is not working for me.
I love what
So I ate
Miss
more
Brittany
green
says on
leafy
here.
vegetables.
Even eating
Huh?
vegetables is not enough. Miss Brittany also said on here, she said it's not hard to eat. She also said, I'm sorry, I'm at the decline. It's 'cause somebody's trying to chime in. She said, and yes, and maybe hormones too. Yes, it's very important that you, as Miss Brittany mentioned, and as my sis mentioned, that you don't be scared. It's your own placenta. It's coming from you. And what I love the fact about the placenta, it looks like my earring. It
Mm-hmm.
does help with postpartum depression, yes. I mean,
Yes, it does.
postpartum. Yes, it does. It actually, she said she heard that it helps.
Mm-hmm.
It does because a lot
It
of
does.
times, and then I'm gonna let sis chime in real quick. A lot of times, y'all notice when we don't have it, look at it. I can definitely tell you from my own personal experience. I went through a semi postpartum, but what helped me was that I had a friend who said, "You need more iron." The reason why you keep hearing me stress iron, because iron is oxygen. That's that
Yes.
that's the number one key that feeds the blood, the
Mm-hmm.
nervous system, the brain cells, everything. It's electrical. It feeds. And as she
Yes.
was saying, also, she said, yeah, you can get it from your vegetables, but I'm gonna share with you, you'll get it also faster in a liquid form by drinking teas, but it takes a certain particular teas you gotta mix to boost. It makes
Mm-hmm.
your bloodstream faster. But go ahead, sis.
Yep. You also get iron, as Sissy said, from teas. So I can't, it starts with an A and I can never remember what it is. But I know burdock is a big one.
Mhm.
Um, and you can, it helps revitalize you. You know what I'm saying? It helps you heal quicker. Uh,
Are you talking about anise?
that's it.
Anise. Star anise is what she's talking about, some herb. So burdock root
Yes.
burdock root is a blood cleanser. It cleans out your blood, but it also, again,
Mm-hmm.
when it cleans out your blood, what it does is revive the cells in the bloodline to
Mm-hmm.
it just makes you more alive. Your breathing will even become better.
Right.
Anise is very
Your everything will become easier. So if you mix the two, the anise and the burdock root, and it's not anything fancy. You know how you take ginger when you're sick
mhm.
and you just drop the whole ginger root in the water
Yes.
and you add your lemon or whatever, it's the same
Kristen,
thing.
I see you, cousin. I see you watching.
You just drop in, your roots and, you know, agave honey and you drink it or no honey, which is probably better because I know everything that doesn't taste good is
Yeah.
not good for you. But
Yes.
I'm
Drinking my tea.
I don't listen, so I do put a little bit of honey in everything because
I
I
didn't put
can't do
nothing.
it just
Let me
like
tell you what's in here, guys. This is fennel, which is another good thing to add, and chamomile.
Mhm.
So for those who are pregnant, because I know that's one of the questions. Oh yeah, you said what kind of teas do y'all recommend? Well,
Mhm.
one of the teas, like she said, burdock root. But what burdock root you don't just find in stores like that. I did find that Food Lion for those who are over here in the East
Yeah,
Coast.
Food Line has it.
Food Lion has it by Nature's. It's mixed. It's mixed with burdock root and, 2 other dandelion and another herb, I can't think of it. I just happened to see it one day. Any
Mhm.
other time, I would get my herbs from Wegmans or, like, a herbal store,
Mhm.
but a lot of my herbs I order online. So, burdock root,
Mhm.
you can mix burdock root with dandelion, you can mix it with the fennel. These won't hurt you. You can mix it with the fennel, you can mix it with the
Mhm.
chamomile. If you want to, you can also mix hibiscus, which is very good. It helps
Mhm.
balance out your blood pressure. It does circulate your, blood more to get it flowing very smoothly. Because again, all these herbs, every living thing is electrical. Always remember that. There's so many other herbs you can mix in. I
Mangoes,
Yes,
mango
you
leaves.
can mix in mango with soursop. Another one
Mhm.
that, we mentioned
Grape seed.
early, grape seeds you can, but you can't mix that too much, especially if you're pregnant. If you're pregnant,
No, you just do grape seed by itself.
yeah,
You could put some lemon in there maybe, but
right,
grape seed is by itself. I was just naming herbs that you could drink, for teas,
right,
not
right.
necessarily mix.
And you still gotta
Mhm.
be careful. I know some of you guys have actually seen me mix my herbs and most of the time there's 7 herbs mixed in one, and I drink that. Another
Mhm.
good thing that a lot of people don't like, they don't even like eating it, beets.
Why did you have to look at me when you said that?
'Cause you're not the only one that doesn't like beets.
Beets taste like dirt. That's all I taste is dirt. I don't taste anything else but dirt. So she was referring to me, y'all. I will not
Well, I don't like it either, but I still
eat
drink
beets.
it. But for
I
those who
don't.
don't wanna do the actual beets, there is a beet powder, CVS carries them, you can still find them in,
Beets.
your herbal store.
Mm-mm.
It has a sweet taste, it just depends on the brand who it's by. That's the difference.
Sissy, stop lying.
No, I'm not.
It does not have a sweet taste. The powder, I had it. No, it still tastes like
Which one
dirt.
did you get? The one with the tall bottle?
I don't know whichever one's at CVS over in the
They
vitamin
sell
section.
3 different brands. Which one did you get?
Oh, girl, I don't know.
That's why I didn't you
I just
look, guys,
look. You told me you and mommy was getting on me about eating beets and whatever, whatever. So I went and I got the thing, and yeah, it's still nasty.
also what I do with the
Mm-mm.
beets, Imma tell y'all a little trick. So what I mix for those who are first time moms and decide to want to get their, stuff in while they're pregnant, I will only recommend these particular herbs that will help you. You can mix in your anise, your fennel, because that's one of the things that's in, or if you wanna go to Wegmans or any other store that has, milk tea, the mother tea. You can just buy that, just buy the mother tea because majority of the time they already mix it in the pack. But if you do get the little packets, I would suggest, depending on how much water you wanna put on a stove or boil, wanna make a big picture, just use about 6 to 7 of those packs. Boil the water first, then steep it, and then you can actually add elderberry or hibiscus to it with burdock, it, strain it, and sweeten it to your liking. If you have nausea, you can add ginger to it. Don't make it too spicy because some people do get heartburn a little bit. So just enough
Mm.
where you can strain it, put it in a pitcher. If you wanna add a little bit more with spring water and use spring water. Do not use tap water, use spring water, please. Again, do not drink these bottled waters that say purified. If you're pregnant and drinking purified water, I don't recommend it. I don't even recommend purified water when you're not pregnant. Purified water is nothing but water that's been basically
It's just
purified,
tap water.
recycled water. Yeah, that's basically what it is,
It's
purified
just tap
recycled water,
water.
tap water, yeah. It's just like even when you take the showers, if you're living in a city like where we at, I definitely can tell you we had to change my shower heads when I was pregnant because the water was tearing up my skin
It
and my
makes
hair.
you itch. It's too.
Yes.
It's too hard.
we had to get we got an alkaline filter with the mineral, and you see it a lot actually if you guys paid attention on a lot of TikTok views and other things that they give you minerals to add with, and it does soften your skin, no joke. Some of them have chakra rocks in them. Still helps because it's minerals and it's electrical, so many amazing things, and I can tell you stuck with it since then. We change it every 2 months because of what they're putting in the water, so it all depends on where you live at. If you guys here in the VA and the northern going further north, the water is gonna be harder. If you're south, it might not be as hard. If you got well water and you live in the country, you are blessed. So, that water, as
Well, and
long
they
as it
have it in
ain't.
Stafford too, Sissy. So.
Yes, some of that water, yes.
Mhm.
So I recommend if you do decide to drink water, a lot of these alkaline waters like Poland, that's good. Poland Springs. If you can't afford it or it's not near you, Crystal Geyser, Dollar Tree sells it, Big Lots, and then we're selling it. Those
They
places.
still do.
Iceland, they still do? Okay,
Iceland Springs
Iceland.
is good.
Oh my
Yeah, the
God. They
volcanic
still,
water is good too.
oh, that is lovely.
It's better than the spring water.
Yes. It's another one too. Not Fiji, but Fiji is one of them if you can't get to the other ones. Fiji is one of them. It's another one. Oh, Internal.
Is it
Food Lion sells it.
eternal?
Eternal. Yes, it's in a tall, clearish blue bottle, and the
Mhm.
label looks like it's in the inside of the bottle instead of on the outside. That's very
Mhm.
smooth. I just recommend that you take them out of the plastic bottles. I wish I had brought my jar so you could see it. If you got a mason jar, I find this to be amazing. And now I understand when I was growing up why my grandfather used to drink out the glass and put it in the
Mhm.
refrigerator when the water was ice.
Right.
Pour your water in a glass mason jar, put it in the refrigerator, and close it up. I'm telling you, even when it warms up to room temperature, it is the best tasting water in a glass.
Mhm.
No questions asked. So use
Mhm.
it. What else we need to mention? Oh, go ahead, sister.
Uh, stay away from red meat. Well,
Y'all hear
meat
that? Stay away
period
from
if you
that.
can, and especially chicken now, because I don't know, they've done something weird with the chicken. But if
Who
you
you
can
telling?
stay away from meat, seafood, poultry, beef, pork, if you can stay away from meat during your pregnancy, the benefits that you and your child will exhibit, you'll just be like, oh my God, this is just like the best ever. You know,
Yes.
so my son, my nephew's son, he is 7. He doesn't eat meat. He's never eaten meat,
And he's
and
strong,
he will
guys.
not. And we will, be like, hey, you want to try, and you want to. He's like, no, I'm good. Mm-mm. And he will not. He will not eat chicken nuggets. He won't eat
That is
hot dogs.
good.
He won't eat lunch meat. He won't eat food that we cook. He will only eat fruits and veggies. And his veggies can't be cooked. You can steam them, and they got, a little heat to them,
Right. It
but
has to be lightly steeped.
everything he wants to eat, he will eat, has to be fresh. The only thing he eats cooked is.
And it's so funny to hear you say that because I remember when I was pregnant, everything I normally would eat, I could not eat because, and this is true what they say, when your DNA, when you're pregnant, remember you got the DNA of the father. So whatever the father eats, baby,
Mhm.
and I'm lacking. Give it to me. I was craving
Mhm.
fried chicken, mashed potatoes, string beans, all kinds of stuff, and I was crying because I was like, "This is not natural." Oh, you
Because
crave
that's not what she ate, but that's.
fruit, vegetables, and citrus juice. Yeah, I crave that too. I was a juice freak, but I agree with her, guys, and I love how her nephew, that he doesn't eat meat. And if you was to see him, you would have thought he ate meat, but he's just solid. He's strong.
Mm-mm.
He
So I'm 5'4", and he's at my shoulder, and he's 7.
mm, make me feel old.
That my sweet baby.
I know. But definitely, but but see, don't get the wrong idea, guys. The doctors out here will tell you you need protein. Remember
Actually,
that word protein is a
hmm
westernized word. The stuff that they say protein you need, you can get it from vegetables.
hmm and that's what I was gonna say because we were concerned, and his doctor was like, "He is perfectly fine. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. He is perfectly fine."
Hmm.
Because we were concerned because he wasn't. We have been conditioned to believe that we can only get protein from meat. We can only get fiber from meat and from bread. And no, that's not the case. You can get protein from peanuts. You can
Hmm.
get it from broccoli. You can get it from fruits.
Yeah, and
You
it's
know what
very
I'm saying? You can get fiber. You can get from squash and zucchini, any of the, I don't know what kind, ground
certain
plants.
pastas,
Z-
certain pastas
Yep.
like spelt,
Spelt. Yep.
which is really pretty decent. Other places that was recommend
Quinoa, couscous.
king pies. Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So when doctors only go by what they're taught in the book, in
Hmm.
their medical books and journals. The only way, and it's not a bad thing, but if you're going to have a regular doctor, I always recommend to have a holistic doctor as well,
Yes,
or a
holistic.
dietitian, because the regular doctor is going to tell you, pie chart that we learned in school, the meat, the bread,
Period.
the little
The
triangle.
pyramid chart.
They're only going to go by the book, whatever the United States government, the CDC, NIH, whatever they say, that's what it is. But when you go with a holistic doctor or a dietitian, they actually go through the food properties. And so they literally test you and see, what your levels are, what your blood level is, your glucose, your
Yes.
cholesterol, whatever, your hormones, your whatever. They go and test you head to toe and get a makeup of
Hmm.
who you are, and
Yes.
they base your diet and your meal preps upon that. So if you're going on a journey and you're like, okay, I don't want to eat meat, not that I don't like it, but I know it's not good for me, and I don't, go to a holistic doctor or a dietitian.
Right, right, right.
If you can't get to one of those, what's the next best thing? Go to
Well,
a natural food grocery store,
y'all hear that?
not a mom's,
Now, mom's
not a
organic.
food line or Walgreens,
Nope.
a natural food. And when you Google it, put in natural food grocery stores,
Farmers
and
markets.
they farmers market, and they will pop up.
Yep.
Farmers markets are awesome because you meet the most unassuming people. Like you're just talking to people and not realizing
Yes.
the information because they look like Farmer Dan, so they don't look like they
Man,
know what they're talking about.
I tell you, sister, and everybody that's on here, Farmer Dan can be my best friend any day. Last week
Hello.
out this way, we had a festival, fall festival, and I was
Mm-hmm.
so excited to see the watermelon man.
Yep.
Everybody be in the grocery stores, right? And they be looking for watermelon. I meet so many people that would rather eat seedless watermelon than to eat a
That is
watermelon.
not natural.
And I know some people that's on here, they know where we from. We grew up spitting seeds. We used to eat the watermelon, was doing seed spitting contests. No. Get you a seeded, not seedless, seeded watermelon. I have one right in my kitchen area right now. And the watermelon
Mm-hmm.
man said I'll be back again around March, April. And I asked them, and it's good to still ask questions, even though I knew, but still. I said, what season do you recommend around this time? What fruits to eat? Because especially for those, I already knew we have a sister who is expecting now, and I want to give her the best advice that I can, but I will use myself as,
Mm-hmm.
you know, an example. And he said strawberries and blueberries and like grapes was definitely a plus. Make sure
Mm-hmm.
it has seeds. This is why you
Don't
hear
buy them cotton candy flavored grapes from Walmart. Y'all
do you
better
know,
stop it.
yes, cotton candy. When I saw that, I was like, cotton candy grapes. What? When I grew up, it was
Mm-hmm.
just red grapes and
They're making flavors of the grapes now,
yeah,
and just don't
cotton
eat
candy
that. Just
grapes. That didn't even sound
mm-mm.
real.
Don't. Anything you eat needs to have seeds in it.
What's
It
the
just
other
does.
one? Not just them pink oranges. What were they calling those? Those navel oranges. They changed it, and it ended up being pink in the inside with no seeds.
Oh, I didn't see that one. I know, even though the navel
Yep.
oranges are my favorite, the navel oranges are my favorite, but
They've
yeah, they
changed,
don't have.
taken the seeds out of a lot of things. So I
Yeah,
got excited
and
when I saw cantaloupe, watermelon,
hmm
honeydew, and
see,
make
I
sure
get excited when we go to the farmers market for the honey man
see. Oh,
because
yes.
he has all natural honey, and he makes it. You can get it in the jar,
Mhm.
or you can get them in little single serve packets like the Crystal Light. You can get
Oh,
them in the little single serve packets so you can, eat it, or you could just, you have tea and you
see,
could
and put
just
it in there. Yes.
literally squeeze it on hand. And so that's what I get excited for. I get excited for the honey man. So
I do. Honey is still my best friend too, because see, a lot of people don't know you can put honey on a wound.
that, and also if you eat honey indigenous to the area that you live in, it
Mhm.
helps with allergies.
It does. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of kids have so many allergies. If you guys know this, and this is why it's so important that you can exempt your children from not having any shots. For those who are unaware of it, they say, "Oh, my doctor recommend our children
Mhm.
to get vaccinated and stuff." And our parents didn't know no better neither. But back then, it was a little different. They didn't have too much of all the crazy stuff they got in it now. They had some crazy
Mm.
stuff, but remember, these vaccines that you take in have fetus in them. Remember that they
Mm.
have fetus MRN5 in them. They have so many things in these shots that we are
NR,
unaware
MNR, R, MR,
of.
MNR, no,
No, it's MRN.
M, MRN,
Mhm.
MRN.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and
It's got
so they
Mercer in
have
it.
yes. And that's one of the things that you guys heard me mention before about amazing brother who is under the Minister Farrakhan, Brother Reza Islam, who has been working with other doctors and the CDC. They have tried to break this brother down for 10 years. He has finally won his court case
Mm-hmm.
for so
Yep.
many years now due to the fact
Mm-hmm.
that he was exposing hate to say it again, they're gonna be watching me, and I know that I'm on here, and they're gonna be watching my every move because I'm speaking it out here, just like everybody else, exposing all those Dr. Fauci, all of them, exposing
Mm-hmm.
all of those because and the crazy thing is, we have video clippings on these individuals that he has been fighting against, saying what they were going to do, even when we were younger.
Mm-hmm.
Videos, actual videos. Old. They have not been remade, revamped, anything. There are old videos has been out there from the nick of time when we were teenagers, stating what they were going to do and what it should be going on years from now. And look at where we're at now today.
Mm-hmm.
That's why your children, especially young black men, young black boys, to parents out there, to the fathers, for those fathers who are out there now who are really got that who have their kids back, got their wives back. I shoot you so many kudos, my kings. I applaud you. If you are a new father, you ask a lot of questions. If it don't make sense to you, listen to your fatherly man instincts. Listen to it. Do not allow your sons to get shots like that at all. I really prevent you to get them at all, period. Because when they take them, it causes a lot of disabilities. That was one of the concerns when the vac came out. Some parents were concerned of what was going to go on, and there had been some proven tests what it has caused. It had caused some young
Autism
men to
is a
become
big one.
girl, autism, cripple. Matter of fact, it's not
Hmm.
even girls. It was a young lady out this way. I think it was what Arlington or Alexandria. She took it,
Hmm.
listening to her parents, and the very next 2 days later, she couldn't walk. One of them couldn't see.
Hmm.
But that's a chance, I can't judge the parents. They doing what they only know how. However, if you have so many people coming from different places, sometimes you just gotta be like, "You know what? Let me not deal with it at all. I don't care what. It's better for me to not put something in you that I know that if I take a chance, I'm gambling with your life, than to just let you take a chance on just getting sick without it."
Hmm.
You know, other people may say I'm wrong about this and so forth and so forth. Hey, prophetess, I see you. And so, with that being said, again, take the time to really gain self knowledge on what is necessary, what is needed for you and your family. Because again, we are dying and dropping like flies out here, brothers and sisters.
Hmm.
It's a scary thing out here. It's not a game to play with. This is what we do is not for show. What we do is for our people from all across. We desire the best. If other countries overseas can carry the best birthing rates, natural birthing rates, why are we having this problem over here with us? Why?
Because they are still using the ancient traditional birthing methods.
Thank you. She said ancient
And
traditional birthing method,
yes,
meaning they're still doing natural birth, they're doing them at
what
home.
they what how children were born in the beginning before hospitals.
Thank you. And that's another thing too, guys. Don't allow the doctors to force you to lay on your back. We actually had a personal experience with someone that was close to us, and we were trying to work our way there, and they were trying to force this person on the bed when they actually was in a good position. They were in a bathtub, then they were on the floor on all fours. They try to force them on the bed. And all we said was, you don't need to be on the bed. You're right where you're at. Do you know? As we said that, precious baby popped right on out, right in the mother's hand on all fours. So that goes to show you right
And
there.
tell them what the doctor says, sissy.
This was the easiest birth he basically got paid for. And we was like, what? So if you hear your doctor say any kind of crazy stuff out their mouth pre- prematurely, you also have a right to file against them.
Hmm.
Like seriously. And fathers, if you hear your doctor say anything slick out their mouth, you don't let them get away with that. Do not let them get away with that. Do not. Stand your ground. Stay
Yep.
on them. They stayed on us, you stay on them.
Hmm.
Because you're letting them get off too easy if you do. Too
Yep.
easy. That's why some of them just do whatever they want to do. And I try not to make this about race, and it's really trying not to. But at the end of the day, it is what it is because our people is still being hand selected out of everyone else, and things are still being said crazy. And I'm not gonna say others haven't personally experienced that, outside of the ethnic groups. I've had heard and talk to others who experience some crazy stuff, 10 times worse than we have.
But they don't have studies on them.
And thank you.
So they were just, I don't know. But for us, it's our numbers have gone back up since COVID.
Hmm.
We were thriving during COVID. And now we're starting to fall right back to where we were post or pre COVID.
Yep.
We
And I
have
believe,
more healthy babies born to Black families during COVID
hmm,
than all the years prior.
and it makes you wonder why.
Hmm.
What was the
Well,
change?
what was the change? The delayed clamping. The change was the correct birthing position,
Hmm.
letting your body do what it's been created to do naturally
Yes.
without outside forces.
Hmm. Exactly.
You know, having people, a support system, because your support system isn't just one person.
No, it's not.
So when you can have, back in the day when a woman had a baby, everybody was the mother, the grandmother, the aunties, the
Aunties?
sisters, the
Yes.
cousins, everybody, the best friend, everybody was in there. The father was outside the room,
Thank
but
you. Yes.
every woman in the family was
Hmm.
in that room with that woman giving birth.
Yes.
And they were encouraging her, they were coaching her, they were soothing her, they were
Yes.
comforting her, and that's why we thrived and we survived.
And
That,
also, too, as you said earlier, you didn't fight against gravity. You allowed your body to do what it did. You
hmm
also were in physical shape. I
hmm
also, as you said, from the pandemic until now and from previous times, it is also because the foods we were eating were different. Food has
Less
changed.
processed. Yeah, there was,
Less
we
processed.
had more natural foods. It was less processed foods. Like
Everybody was hungry.
literally, you ate what you grew or what you killed. So it was fresh. It
Exactly.
wasn't none of this processed fake blood on the meat, trying to make it look like it's still good in the grocery store and rewrapping it type stuff and just slapping a new date on it.
Thank
I
you.
never understood why my grandmother and even my mom, she didn't start like going to the grocery store for our meat until we were like older. But they
Mm,
always got their meats at the slaughterhouse, and I couldn't figure out why. And it irritated me
fresher,
because I was like,
fresher.
y'all getting it from the slaughterhouse, and then we got to clean
Grocery
it.
store.
We got to do whatever. You know what I'm saying? So just go to the
Right.
store. But now I understand why they were doing the things that they were doing. You
Mhm.
know, like I to this day can't eat store bread. It
Do
smells
you Oh
raw.
my god, do you know it's so funny you mentioned what you mentioned about bread? I know people have noticed this. If certain breads you buy does not go old after a certain amount of days, that should tell you that something is in the bread.
Mhm. I can't eat store-bought. The only store-bought bread I can eat is the potato bread. But
Yes,
my mom, my grandmother and my mom, they
bread,
made bread, homemade bread our
yes.
whole lives, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, I'm a greedy one. I can clear 2 loaves by myself. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Especially with some butter.
Mm. And mommy be making, oh, child sidetrack.
But no, what you're
But
saying is absolutely
we
right.
ate differently. We didn't have all the sugary drinks, all the candy, all the processed food, and
Yes.
it's just wreaked havoc. The air was cleaner, the food was fresher. You
You
didn't
didn't eat
have
fast food every day neither.
that, and you guys do know your apples aren't shiny when they
Thank you
grow
for
on the
saying
tree.
that. I
The
went one
fruit,
day to the
and
grocery
I
store.
don't know what made me just sit up here and just put my hand on my head like that, but
Because the
they're
apples were
not.
delicious.
They're not supposed to be shiny. That's
They were
wax that they're
dull.
putting on the food.
Mhm.
They're supposed to be dull. Oranges, bananas,
Yes.
apples, they're not shiny.
And
They're supposed
bananas
to be
that we eat
dull.
are not even the right bananas. Did y'all know? I remember growing up, the bananas would
Mhm.
have black in it. You notice that it don't have it no more? There's
Yeah, so
mhm.
and that's why they tell you have to wait for the banana to get yellow with the brown spots, which I refuse to do. But if you eat it before then, it actually, if you eat it when it's green, kind of crunchy,
Yeah.
yeah, that can kill you.
And a lot of people don't know that because it's
And
been
they don't know that. So if you notice when you go to the grocery store, they're already right. They're already turning. So you don't eat them right then when you buy them. You wait a couple more
waiting.
days and then you eat it.
Mhm.
You
So
know?
eventually,
So
people
it's
looking for
just
the right bananas, you gotta get them baby bananas.
right, and they didn't pull them off the trees before
Mhm.
they were ready. They are pulling things off the trees and mass producing it before it's ready for consumption.
So be
And
careful.
we have to know these things and we have to be
Yes.
able
Yes.
to see. And when you went to the grocery store, your grandmother was always smelling the fruit
And she
and
knew too when
smelling
she smelled it.
the vegetables because they give off a certain aroma when they are ready to eat. If
Fruit would
you
have a
pick
certain
up a cantaloupe and it don't have a smell, baby, that cantaloupe ain't ready to eat.
nope, it's not ready.
If you pick up a watermelon and it's still kind of green and that greenish yellow on the bottom, and you
Mhm.
thump it and it's hollow,
Yep.
baby, that's not ready to eat.
Yes.
But they're picking
You're right.
stuff off to
Yes.
make it
Yes.
quicker. And when they do that, it's killing the nutritional value. And that's why we're not getting all the nutrition that we used to get as children. And then
Think
we
about
got to
what she
supplement
said,
it
guys.
with vitamins.
Think about what she's saying when she say it cuts off the nutritional value. If they're plucking it too early,
Hmm.
it's the same thing as if your umbilical cord is being cut too early. Same exact thing.
Hmm.
Everything has to hit its fulfillment for it to be
Hmm.
fully valuable so you can gain that harvest. Like,
Hmm.
seriously, like around this time, this you should be getting foods that are in the season for you and your family and for the new moms. Be careful. Try to prepare, try to eat more, again, like she said, raw foods, vegetables, fresh. Be careful because they've been talking about another recall on frozen fruits and vegetables now.
Hmm.
I'm like, "Are
Yeah,
you
they already,
serious?" And
they
sometimes I
already
do,
pulled it.
guys, I'm guilty. I'll grab a frozen bag because I said, "Okay, just in case I run out all my fresh and I don't have time, I got my backup." Well,
Yeah,
shoot.
it's all convenience, and we're in a microwave society, so everything
Yes.
is a sheer convenience, and we don't want to have to. I don't have the time, the energy, or the effort to peel no apples, no plums, no peaches, no pears. Just pop open a jar, pop open a can. God
Uh,
forbid you want me to do a pineapple. I don't got energy for all that. But we have to make energy. We have to make
there
time
you
for that.
go. It's a must
Because
time.
if we're eating it out of the can, we're eating the can. You-
Eating the
I'm just
metal,
saying, it's just you're
consuming
eating the
metal
metal. So we got to be more conscious and
and start
more
growing some stuff.
concise of our food choices and things that we're doing and prepping.
Mhm.
Going to the farmer's market, I will go to a farmer's market any day over a grocery store.
Thank
You
you. I went
know,
to the farmer's market another day
I
too,
didn't
and they
realize how bougie and how cityfied I really am. No, you're laughing, but it's serious because my brother took us to the mountains and we
Uh-huh.
went apple picking. And
Ooh,
we sit up there, and me and Bug are looking at him like, why are you eating that off the tree? Like, don't
wow.
you know you're getting bugs and you need to boil that and you need to do this? And he's like, Tosh, you need to get out the city. I was like, I don't live in the city. I live in the suburbs. He said, well, you need to get out
Need to
because
get out the suburbs
this
slash city.
He was literally just picking the apples and they were eating the apples, but you could smell it.
Smell 'em.
They smell so good.
Sweet. Mm.
Here, look, hold on. I'm gonna show you because we still have some left. So hold that thought. Keep talking,
Oh,
sissy. I'm gonna go get
you
it.
are absolute Laura said, "Those that's those good old days, cherry trees and picking blackberries." You got that right. 'Cause I remember when we was kids, we would run through the, woods, and you would see, like, blackberries and the cherries and stuff, and you pluck them. Even though you had to make sure you pluck the right ones, because sometimes birds will poop up in the air if you and landed on it. But even then, you grab what you could off them trees and bushes, and if there was water nearby or you had a water with you, you would clean it off and eat it. You didn't go home automatically. That was your snack right there. That was your snack. But it's kinda hard now, like, over here where we at, I see a blackberry tree, and the crazy thing is the blackberry tree is by a electric pole. Ooh, that looks so good.
Hmm.
She has a
So
delicious appetizing to me right
this
now, guys.
is the ones we picked from the farm apple picking.
They look good.
This is a grocery store apple,
Well, you can tell that's real shiny. That's more shiny than that one.
and it's going bad already. It's
Mhm.
soft.
Sad. Very sad. But and that's another thing too, that some fruits and vegetables are not going bad as fast because they're putting some preservatives in them to preserve it. So guys, make sure you watch out for that. Also,
Hmm.
um, too, there's some that actually go bad real quick. That means that they've done something to it as well. It's not supposed to
Hmm.
go bad too fast after 5 days or before 5 days.
Yeah. So
If
you
so,
just got to be mindful. You know, be be mindful. Be consistent. And be your own advocate.
yep.
Like, treat yourself how you expect and want to be treated. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And that goes from anything and everything that you eat, and how you talk, how you walk, how you live. How they say if you're feeding yourself negative things all day, every day, then guess what? You're going to be cranky. You're going to have a bad attitude. You're not going to be the most pleasant person to be around.
Come
So
on.
that goes for two, for what you're eating, you know?
Mhm.
And how you treat your body is how your body's going to repay you back. So if
Ooh, come
you're
on now.
giving
Amen to that.
all kinds of unhealthy, ungood stuff,
Mhm.
processed, sugary, and just so what's going to happen? Your joints going to start aching because sugar holds, it's the number one conductor of mucus. And I'm famous for that because I've gotten better. But yeah, I was really bad. My Mountain Dew habit was bad. It was bad.
Yes,
Ooh,
guys,
it
she
was
loved her
bad.
Mountain Dew. If anybody seen that episode on who on here we used to watch Futurama? It's like
Well, I've done
the
good. I haven't
Surge.
had one. I haven't had
Well,
one
I
in
have
2.5 weeks.
that's what you have to work on too. You're not the only one. Somebody else gotta work on it too.
I haven't had one in 2.5 weeks. And child, let me tell you, this is a whole process and struggling.
Oh,
But sugar helps promote cancer.
yes, remember that, guys.
It
So
helps. It helps promote, of course, we know number one, diabetes.
mhm.
Also, inflammation,
Yes.
your joints.
Yes.
It also, because of the inflammation is caused by excess phlegm and fluid in your body.
So it suppresses the
So
immune system, as they
that's
say.
your lungs, your sinuses. So sugar is not, it's not our friend, even though it tastes great, it's not our friend.
Nope, sugar
Um,
for you at all.
you get, you can knock out your sugar cravings. Actually, what I've been doing is even when I was pregnant, like my sugar cravings, if I ate some fruit, if I went and I got, my thing is blackberries. If I eat some blackberries and grapes, it
Yes.
calms me right on down. You know, Sh- s- pineapples, I love them, but I can only eat a little bit. They send me over and above the moon. They're like too, like everything in my body just shoots up. It's just too much.
Energy.
But if you're no sugar, like
Oh,
I go into it
oh.
shoots, yeah, it spikes everything. So I can only eat a little bit of it. But if you are sick,
Mhm.
if you eat a little bit of a pineapple every day, that also helps control mucus and helps expel it out of your body.
And let me add
Mango.
on to her pineapple real quick before you go to the next one. Remember, every pineapple is not a pineapple. You can tell by the shape and the way that it's
Mhm.
made. You know, you can the original pineapple is long, straight long.
Mhm.
Pineapples they make it now look stumpy looking. So be very
Squatty bodies.
yes. Those are the one with that high citrus, which is a lot 'cause, baby girl was eating
Mhm.
it one day, she broke out. She was never allergic to pineapples, but then I realized when we did a pineapple somewhere else, she wasn't allergic to it. So and then I
Mhm.
saw the shape of it and I learned something new. 'Cause remember,
Mhm.
pineapples is technically not a native of this land anyway. So with that being
Yep.
said, that was one of the things that I paid attention to. So go
Yep,
ahead.
you have to pay attention to that. But it also like even if your child is sick and has a cold or you're sick and you have a cold, do
Mhm,
you know you can eat a little bit of pure vanilla bean ice cream with pineapples?
mhm.
Eat it for a day and a half.
She said a little bit now. She didn't say a
Just
whole
like
bunch like you about to eat a whole big bowl of ice
just
cream because
just
of that dairy.
little a kid serving scoop, and some pineapples, and you'll be good as rain the next day. All of that will come out. You know
All
what
you
I'm
do is
saying?
buy
You just
vanilla bean.
yeah, you just eat a little bit of it every day. Um, you also want to be able to, the slogan, know thyself. That's not just in a spiritual form.
Mhm.
Literally, know thyself. Know what makes you tick. Know what you what when you eat it, how this makes you feel. When you eat
Yes,
that, what does that do to me? When I drink this, what does this do for me?
yes,
How
yes.
do I feel? When I stand over here in the sun, what do I feel like? When I stand over here, what
Right,
happens?
right.
What happens if I'm inside for 2 days? What happens if I'm outside? Know thyself.
Oh, yes.
You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
that will also help you during your pregnancy. It will help your spouse after the pregnancy. It'll also calm down the postpartum
Yeah.
because, again, what you put in is what you're going to get out.
Come on now.
You know, you
Mm.
do still want to consult. You still want to consult the doctors and they practice.
Yes, yes. Still
But
consult
get
your doctors because it is necessary that you may,
because,
need to be checked on a few things for. A lot of people don't take
right.
the time to think about that.
And when you like I said, when you have your doctor, also either have a dietitian
Mhm.
or a holistic doctor, but
But
have
start
two.
taking notes.
Have
Yes,
two. Don't
yes.
just have the one,
And if
and if you get a holistic doctor that studies medicine, Western medicine as we're called, they're the best because not
mhm,
only are you getting the old world knowledge, you're also getting the new world knowledge as well. And they know how to do it so that you understand, and they also know how to combine the two to make
yeah.
a healthier you. And when your body is healthy, your spirit is healthy, your mind is healthy. You're more focused, you're more alert, you're more attentive, you can comprehend more. You don't have that brain fog,
Well, you be
so
safe, Miss Brittany. Don't mean to cut you off, sister. I'm about to try sleeping in our RV to help ease insomnia, sleeping outside. Yes, there's not a lot of science behind pregnancy. Sage herbs, but lineages holder knows. Oh, yes, sage is one of a very another
yeah,
potent. Yeah,
yeah.
very, very potent.
Forgot about
Very, very
sage. How we
potent.
forget about sage?
No, it just didn't dawn on our minds, but no, sage is one of them as well. Sage is actually good to put in your food when you're cooking. You can also put it on many things. You know,
Basil, bay
I eat
leaves.
Yep. Bailey. Yep.
Baileys and
Basil
basil,
and Bailey's. Yeah.
rosemary.
Rosemary. All of them. Very,
Mm-hmm.
very. These are very, very powerful. I steep my herbs. I have them right over. Look right at looking at me right now. I even steep them in the oil. I put it in my hair.
Mm-hmm.
When you're pregnant, thank you again, Miss Brittany. That is one of the amazing things. When you're pregnant, a lot of things are sensitive to the body, especially things that your body is changing. It's conforming to the hormones, as was stated earlier, both ends, because now your body is trying to figure out what it can handle, what it can't handle. And please be safe while you're outside. Sleeping outside is the best sleep. I'm gonna be honest with you. If I could, I'd be outside camping, sleeping too. So you just be careful out there, Miss Brittany. And so, but anyway, it is a very powerful herb. Sage, bay leaf, basil helps for upset stomachs. They also cleanses the body mentally, physically, and spiritually. It's so many good things with these herbs. You can still use them when you're pregnant. Just
Mm-hmm.
use them in small amounts. As you heard, sister mention, she says still consult your doctor. But I'm gonna be honest with you, in the process, you have to be careful with those because sometimes your doctor's not gonna agree with everything you're trying to do.
Well, they're not because they're Western medicine, but still, you still need to consult them. You know what I'm saying? Because they do have some knowledge that we just do not have. Now, also, in you consulting your doctor, that doesn't mean that you don't do your due diligence and you don't do your research.
Yes. Yes.
So when you go in, there is no such thing as a bad question. And if you know that you're feeling a certain kind of way, then when you go into the doctor, you have already studied and researched. So you already know, okay, I need the answers to this question, and this question. Well, Dr. Cynthia, I have an ache in my lower back, and I read and studied that I'm not drinking enough water.
Mhm.
So, should I drink more water? And what will happen if I put a little bit of sugar in my water? Will that help me?
It's funny you said that. Hold that thought. Don't leave it. Let me answer this next comment real quick. Yes, someone also studied Yoruba herbal system told me that cardamom would help with my nerves and omegas. Yes, it does, especially when
Hmm.
you're pregnant. Please make sure that when you're taking these herbs, you take them in small moderations. Don't always fully just go full fledged in it because you can cause reactions. Some herbs can also call you to go into labor, preterm labor
Yes.
too early. So be very, very
And if
careful.
you're on prenatal vitamins, you
Mhm.
need to be careful what herbs you're taking,
Yeah, because they
depending
do come
on the
back.
prenatal vitamin that you're on, because they do combat each other. And
Yes.
neither one of them will have any effectiveness. So you're just like taking it just to be taking it.
Mhm. So
And
just
it'll do more
please
harm than
always,
good.
we are not actual certified doctors, but I am a herbalist myself, so I do, mention that a lot. Another good thing that was mentioned, yes, it is nice to hear from the older systems too, for sure. Things that have passed down, but maybe the science isn't quite there yet. Well, we are well, the science of westernized mindset is not there, but the old ways
Mhm.
of the actual science has always known it. You
Mhm.
know, so many things have been lost and then reconverted, reconstructed that it has allowed, those who are licensed doctors, CDCs, FDA, all of them come in and try to tell us what we are to do and what not to do. So it does cause a conflict, but the problem is too, people don't know how to balance things out. Everything comes with a balance. It's just like if you drink too much water, you
Mhm.
die. If you drink less water, you die. But if you drink water, enough fluid or whatever in the middle, it's balanced. Everything is balanced. So very true. Aloe vera is a good thing too. That's also good when
Mhm.
you're pregnant. It helps with your skin.
And be
Oh, you
careful what aloe vera you're drinking because not every aloe vera is true
thank
aloe
you.
vera drink. So the
Thank you.
aloe vera drink that you see in 7-Eleven and the grocery stores with the little supposed pellets of aloe vera in it,
They're
that's
not
not real aloe vera juice.
uh-oh.
Same with coconut oil, coconut water.
Out. But yeah, Same thing with coconut and oils. Every coconut oil is not equal.
What just happened to your light, sister?
I know, it just went out. About to find out now. But every
Oh,
coconut
Jesus.
oil is not equal, like she said. It is not equal at all. So no, it's weird. We'll fix that, guys, but it's still good to see me.
Mhm.
But anyway, yeah, every coconut oil is not coconut oil, especially if you read the labels, it's gonna say cold press, it's gonna say all kinds of stuff. But you do have to watch out for the coconut oils. She was right about the aloe vera. You gotta watch out for those too. Because
Coconut water.
all of them,
Hmm.
all of them.
Read your ingredients. If the first thing isn't what it's supposed to be, coconut,
Mm-hmm.
put it back.
Put it back
Put it
because
back. If the
it
first thing is a word you cannot pronounce, on the nutrition facts, the ingredients label, the
Mhm.
first things is what's actually in said product.
Yes, yes, yes.
You drinking coconut water and they going through with coconut from concentrate, it's not real, so just
Uh,
mindful and just legit just like read
yeah,
and concentrate, and
be careful with that
literally
concentration, guys.
be as picky with yourself and the things that you eat and you consume as we are with our hair and our nails and our makeup. You have to.
Yes, we got another comment. It's so interesting that all herbs different ways we can process and extract plants. Yes, I'm
Mhm.
in a school for herbalism. Sorry, I'm blowing you. No, look, it's good to learn from each other.
Mhm.
You may know something that I may be unaware of myself. So it's good to learn, what's out there, what to do, what not to do. It's so many different things now. But like you said earlier, the old ways, they knew
Mhm.
trial and error. They knew trial and error. Now out here, people just doing stuff just prematurely any kind of way. And then your action, then these herbs, which is created by the divine, which meant for healing, is being looked upon as the death door. People are relying more on westernized medicine, which have more chemicals, like you see on TV, you see them advertised. Take this, it's supposed to help you with this, but when you take it, all of a sudden it's gonna cause A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Right.
I'd rather go out here and take the herb before I take A, B, C, E, F, G and end up with H, I, J, K, elemental P.
Oh,
I'm
good Lord.
just
Not
saying
the whole
because
alphabet.
think about it, because there's a lot of people out here, and there's some moms who, some women who found out they were pregnant with cancer. They take a lot of medication, and it's a lot of things they can't take with other things. You'd be very
Mhm.
amazed. Can I take them with other things?
Yep.
So then they're having all these other side effects, and then it's just like, come on.
All right. So now you talking to my pharmaceutical background.
Right.
So you legit you go into the doctor for, we'll say, hypertension.
Mhm.
They give you a little pill for the hypertension. And then you have side effects from that hypertension from that pill.
Mm.
So you went in for one thing and got one pill. And now you're on 10 pills because of the side effect from the one
Yep.
pill. So
A
you're
one
you're on
pill
a
got
pill for your high blood pressure. And then there's a side effect that's causing something else. So then they give you another pill for the side effect. Then you
mm,
have a side effect for the second pill. Then they give you another pill for that side effect from the second pill, which counteracts with the first pill. So then they got to give you a fourth pill.
come
it's
on.
it's all systematic and it's all developed that way. So
Right.
we actually have to be able to take care of ourselves, and God gave us everything on this planet to heal ourselves. Know thyself.
I love when Miss Brittany is adding on with you. She said you have to be really discerning when you
Yep.
could have just eaten more plants. Come on.
That part.
Come on, right there.
Hmm.
That's all you needed.
And And that's
Eat
all you
the
need.
wrong
You
way.
know what I'm saying? You just legit. I'm gonna give you guys a quick story.
Hit it
My
on the nail.
father, my father was he was given 2 weeks to live.
Mm-hmm.
God rest his soul, he's no longer with us. We changed. My mother studied food. She studied food. And we went to the natural food grocery store. We met Miss Kim and her husband. God rest their soul. They're no longer with us either.
I just
But
found out my uncle.
yeah. And they took a 2 week diagnosis between them and my mother. Took
Mm.
a 2 week diagnosis. My daddy lived for an additional 10 years.
See? 10. Come on.
So, and I
Whew.
say that not
Glory.
to belittle the doctors at Kaiser, they all were doing the best that they could.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, they still, there's knowledge out there that they don't know. And that's why we
Exactly.
have to do our part. We have to be our advocate, our own advocate, the
Mm-hmm.
advocate for our spouse, the advocate for our
Yes.
children. We have to be
Yes.
the
Yes.
advocates for ourselves. So when the doctor comes through with this, you can say, okay, well, you said this, but
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing that. And
Exactly.
that has been helping. And it also brings them in alignment so that they can know, okay, you're
Mhm.
taking your health care and your well-being seriously, which
Come on.
then that makes them take you seriously
Seriously. Come on.
because
Speak.
they don't think that
Yes.
we're just going to depend everything on them, and we're not going to do any research for ourselves. We're just going to depend on and
On it.
take your word for it. We can't just take people's word for it. We
Cannot.
have we have to
Cannot.
literally study and discern and learn so that when we're coming with these questions, it shows them not only that we are educated, one, but
Mhm.
two, that we take our health care and matters of our livelihood seriously. And as seriously as we take it, we need them to take it as well.
That's
That's
it.
the only way that is going to change the trajectory that we are on right now is
Yeah.
educating ourselves and forcing the other side to see
Mhm.
us as humans and not less than, to tap into that compassion so that they can know, okay, these are people and they
Mhm.
really do care how they live in. So let me go ahead and use my expertise to help them live a little bit longer and a little bit better.
Thank you for saying that so much, and I'm also gonna add what Miss Brittany just said. She said it is probably reassuring good doctors when we give them more, intimate information about our experience, and it is very necessary that they know what's going on. What you
Mhm.
just said also is something of my own personal experience too, because, when you mentioned about Miss Kim and her husband, and who she was talking about was, a couple that own a family-owned herbal store called the Natural Grocer out here in Northern Virginia, and I definitely can tell you when I first moved here, they were very helpful. I met them
Mhm.
through my aunt, and when I lost my first, child during my first pregnancy and what happened with me, and my body was when I tell you, I'm not even supposed to be here, yet their testimonies helped me. She mentioned Miss Kim. I remember when I first met Miss Kim. This woman
Mhm.
didn't eat vegetables, guys. She didn't eat vegetables. I remember she said, "I don't eat vegetables," and she had
Mhm.
cancer back then at the time. And I was like, "What you mean you don't eat vegetables? How you getting it in?" She didn't go to the chemotherapy. She didn't go to none of that. You wanna know
She
what she
beat
did?
cancer 4 times.
Yeah, she went and just took the a vegetable vitamin. That
Mhm.
was it. I remember her telling me like it was just vegetable vitamin,
Mhm.
and she ended up beating it again. Went away.
Yep. She beat it 4 times.
4 times,
And the
yeah.
only reason why Mr. Kim isn't here anymore is because he passed away from a broken heart. He missed his wife.
Yeah.
He loved his wife.
And
And
I
he
didn't
legit.
find out about it until, I wanna say about a month
Hmm.
ago. I didn't
Yep.
even know he passed away in June.
Yep.
But actually, his niece said he passed the same way his wife did. He slipped.
Hmm.
So, it goes to show you how tight of a family they were, and they became like family to me. So when his niece
Yep.
told me, it just blew my mind. I just couldn't believe it because they have watched my daughter grow.
Hmm.
I remember when they helped me, and when I brought her into the natural grocer, they was just so happy. He would play him and his wife would play with her, and,
Hmm.
th their family, they were Asian. They family was still close. They
Yep.
didn't care. They looked at us like family, and we looked
Yeah.
at them like family.
Like I still go and see Jessica.
Yes, I
That's
do the
their
same here.
niece.
Yeah,
I still go see her, and it's just that bond is there. But when you find good people and you know that their true intention for you is to help you live the best life that you
yes,
possibly can, those are the people that you hang on to,
I'm
you
telling you.
know, and those are the people that's going to help you if you're going through postpartum.
Yes,
Those
yes,
are the people that are going to help you get through the postpartum
yeah,
because there are going to be days, and you're talking to someone who went through it
yeah.
because I shouldn't be sitting here looking at you either.
I
But
know, right?
there will be days where you're wholly over it. You're
Yeah,
just wholly over it. And then you have that one persistent person that no matter how much you say, I don't want to be bothered, you don't
yeah,
answer the phone, they're still going to send you those messages
yes,
of encouragement. They're still going to call you and leave you a voicemail of
yeah,
encouragement, whether you choose to answer the phone or not. But
mhm.
those are the people that are going to help you literally chip away at the darkness and bring you back to life.
And let them help you. You know,
Yes.
don't go through your postpartum by yourself. It is so very necessary that you express, you talk about it. You need help at home. Ask for some help. Don't be ashamed to ask for help. And that is one of our
Hmm.
biggest issues. We are ashamed to ask for help at home. If you need help with laundry or somebody to help you while you get yourself together to take a shower or while your husband's at work or whatever it can be, ask for help. Yes, some family might be a certain way, cause and maybe not everybody has that particular family. Just like, I meet a lot of those who are military wives. I love how the military wives get together and they help each other. Ask for help. Yes, please take it to heart. On my second
Hmm.
my husband's sister, he said, "Praise the Lord. I'm glad your sister is there. You know, let her help. Let them
Hmm.
help." Oh. Oh my God, I need a person to leave me uplifted voice messages, only get called because they need or want. And you're right, there are some people that only call you when they need and want. That's when those type of
Hmm.
people that always just need and want, you kind of gotta, I don't want to say cut them off, but put a distance so that you
Hmm.
can focus and meditate within yourself to get you right because you'd be very amazed once you back away from that, how much healing, how much you start to dive deeper in yourself, knowing yourself more. We all need encouragement. I just said this a few days ago. I had someone actually encourage me because, like my sister and I said, we always encouraging other people, but never like for myself, because I've had this ask me, you always encouraging people. Do you ever get encouragement? Can't say I don't, but sometimes you get them somewhere else and somebody just telling you and you know, like, where's that coming from? But it feels good. It's a good thing, to have that. Even if it's from a complete stranger. There's times when we'll be
Hmm.
out here and all of a sudden my spirit, Holy Spirit within me say, this person needs something. And I'll just turn around and say, "It's okay. It is well." And they look at me like, "How did you know?" Yep, you're right. I have one best friend. That's it. But sometimes that's all you need. Come on now. You got that
Hmm.
right. Sometimes that is all you need. And I love not
Hmm.
answering the phone. Sometimes you need a break from that phone. Cause I look, and sometimes the phone,
Guilty.
I can fuss that because they be like, I've been trying to call you. I be like, you did. The phone be right over there. I didn't
Oh,
hear it ring, didn't see it blink.
I'm the queen of that. I am the queen of that. Call you back 3 days later. So you know
Love,
if you get that message from
thank
me
you.
saying, "Okay, I'm gonna call you right back," I'll call you
That's
right
what,
back.
right. Don't get
Same
mad.
as
I'll
mine.
call
I'm gonna
you
call
back.
you right back.
You leave a message because sometimes, these cell phones, they not always 100% guaranteed on making sure that phone calls get through and all the stuff that's going on with these phones. Yes,
Hmm.
you get the urge that a stranger is needing me to say or do sometimes, but never know what. Whenever you feel that you are being led spiritually to a person, listen to it. That will open up the doorway for you. Just allow your spirit within you. Some call it the Holy Spirit, some call it the great divine, some call it the I am that I am inside. Allow it to guide you. At that moment, you're not going to know what to say, but just say hi to a person. Just say, hi, I know you don't know me, yet I've been led to come to you. And whatever it is well. All of a sudden,
Hmm.
they'll open up to you. They'll start talking. They'll start speaking. Before you know it, they'll just start talking, and you wasn't even expecting to say everything. I remember, I want to say it was a few years back. I think it was about around 2000. It was before 2012. And I remember being in an international market, and I was looking for something. I forgot what I was looking for, but I was in there to get something. And I was going through each aisle, and this lady kept passing me. The first time I thought I was sensing something, but I wasn't for sure. Next time she passed me again, I said, "No, I can't ignore it." That I can't. And so that's when I just told her, I said, "It is well." I said, "The God in you got you." And before I knew it, she just started crying, and she had just lost her mother. That's all she had. She didn't have no one else. And that was her best friend, that was her confidant, it was her all in all. And so with that being said, now that her mother's gone, her children have graduated. She is a grandma. She is flourishing. Just from that one thing I said, I didn't realize was gonna have that big of an impact. Yes, indeed. So just know that it made me smile on the other end. Like, oh, see, and it happens to happen. Sometimes things have to happen because it helps us to grow. It also helps us to tap into our gifts that we don't know. It opened up doors of opportunity. And let's say you was looking for a job. Somebody you helped to heal. They could have been going through something. Might know somebody that's out there to help you get a job. I mean, it could be for anything. Only God knows the answer to all things within you. And it's amazing how just those very moments can change your life for a lifetime. Like, seriously, just those very moments. But I am just grateful that we all have been on here tonight on episode 40 on are Black women 3 times more likely to die during childbirth than any other ethnic group. I thank you guys for sharing your comments, your thoughts, sharing your love, embracing us, embracing me, always supporting, on this podcast. I know sometimes people are like, well, that's all you talk about and other things, but things like this has to be talked about because it makes it seem like it's shadowing out others and then lightening up other areas. So it's very, very necessary. For anyone who's on here going through anything, just know that again, you're not alone. Just know that you can call anytime. All my information is in my bio. Just know for those who may be going through, even if you're pregnant, I've came across women who have been pregnant and in abusive relationship. Please Find your way out of it. ASAP. Find your way out of it. If you are in abusive marriage, abusive relationship, please, it's not safe for you or your unborn baby. Please, again, please get out of it. I advise you in all means necessary. If you are in a VA, call your first abuse hotline. If you feel that you're going through some type of depression, please call. Please call a family member. You can even call the suicidal hotline in your area. It I mean, I'm trying to tell you, it's so much going on out here. People are more going through a lot of mental issues because of what's been going on out here. I definitely, if you guys are in Georgia area, y'all definitely hit up my beautiful sister, Prophetess White. She is one amazing sister who has had experience in these situations. If you would like to reach out to her, please follow her on am I am dot septemberwhite at gmail.com. I am at septemberwhite at gmail.com. She's out in Atlanta. She also will still listen to you, be there for you anytime. It doesn't matter if you're out of state. She will still reach and talk to you. Put your number in there, email her. I am septemberwhite at gmail.com. Please reach out to her. She is there. She is there. Do not hide yourself from her. Allow her to be there to help you. September White, Prophetess White. She actually is going to be out in a big VA very, very soon this weekend. I'm excited for her. She is out here to uplift women and to encourage them. Um, do you have anything else you wanna add, sis, before we go?
All I want to add is just treat yourself with the same love, care, concern, respect that you expect others to treat you with. Handle yourself with care. Know thyself. You are your biggest advocate for you,
Yes,
your family, each other as a whole unit.
yes.
And don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't
Mhm.
be afraid to reach out. Nobody is perfect. We're all in this thing and we're all learning every day, you know?
Yes,
And please talk to your significant spouse, your significant other. They don't know what you're going through unless you speak and say something.
yes.
Men, same for you. If we have any men on here, speak to your wives, your girlfriends, and
Mhm.
let them know what you're experiencing, what you're feeling, what you're going through.
Yes.
We can't help you if we don't know, and vice versa. You can't help us if you don't know.
Come on. Yes,
So
speak.
just be kind, love each other, use your spirit of discernment. Remember,
Mhm.
whatever you put in your body, that is what your body is going to give back,
Yes.
and just with love and light, I send all you guys hugs and kisses and good vibrations through the phone.
So
And
how
thank you for
may
having me
everyone
on.
reach you? Would you like to share your information?
Oh, sure. So, on Facebook, I'm all on all platforms. It's a brand, and then capital ABRAND, a brand. The new me is all together, a capital NEW, and then me. I am also on the Healing Hearts Taylor Beach, which is
Yes.
Facebook and Instagram. Listen, three dots, let's talk about it, exclamation points. That is book, TikTok, and Instagram. Um, and I am also on TikTok. On TikTok, it's Star. So Star is on TikTok. So yeah, I'm just floating all over the place. You put one in, all of them will pop up. We do
Yeah.
have a web page, Hearts, so all that information will pop up as well. Go to the Healing Hearts page and just live the best life you can live and be the best you that you can be.
Yes.
You know, genius didn't happen overnight.
Please say
Give
that.
yourself some grace, okay?
Oh, thank you, Miss Brittany, for typing in her
That's all I
information.
got.
That is so amazing of you to do that. God bless you. Like truly, Miss Brittany, she is amazing.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yes, you got it up there for us. But definitely, you
So,
can follow her. You can actually hit up Healing Hearts Tailor-Made Birth and Doula. It is in my bio, so you can click on there under Cynthia J. It will definitely pop up on there as well.
mhm,
And so when you go up in there, you'll see it. Again, she is with Listen, Let's Talk About It. For those to look her up on Linktree slash Tasha Anderson for Listen, Let's Talk About It. Healing Hearts, Tailor-Made Doula, and Let's Talk About It podcast is also up there as well for her on her website page. And last but not least, again, if you're looking for birth and doulas, please reach out to us. Don't be scared. Do not be scared.
yes.
We are here for you. Don't worry about how much it's going to cost. A lot of times people worry about the money. Worry about that later. Our main duty is to make sure that you are guided with help, that you are being led in a way with some amazing supporters that got your back,
Hmm.
that will love you like family, will be there with you like family. No, because not everybody has a blessing. We also have another family member who's a birth and doula too, and we're very proud of her too as well. My cousin Charmaine, she be out there doing her thing as well. So she's out in Virginia Beach area, in the Hampton Roads area. If y'all on that side,
Hmm.
please reach out. Don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed. Again, for those who may have any domestic dispute, don't forget you can reach I am.septemberwhite@gmail. And you can also reach us too, and we can still lead you to her if you don't receive any of this information. I hope you guys jotted down all your notes, had a piece of paper and pen for all this amazing information. And next time, if y'all really like this, let me know. Hit me up in my bio, send me a message in my DM if we can go and just if it's some more questions that y'all would like for us to have conversations and topics on, let us know. Because again, some things may not be talked about and said. Thank you so much again, Miss Brittany. You know, she has been an amazing support since we on TikTok. Definitely. She has been like sending us roses, and I definitely know that I have to love her, and I send you hugs on behalf of us. Love, thank you. If y'all have any stuff, you definitely can share it with us. We do share other people's stuff, so DM me if you love for her to have some of your things shared and promoted. I know some people was like, when are you gonna start doing that? How much it's gonna charge? I'm still praying on that, how I'm gonna do that. Again, I'm just glad that we all can help each other and just go out here and just do what's necessary to help us in the community because it's very necessary. But with that being said, thank you all for tuning in at the end. For those who on Rich Stream Live on YouTube, thank you for chiming in. For those who are on Instagram, we salute you. Support, support, support. If you have anything you love to share, please send in a comment, DM us. I mean, again, I am your co-host, Cynthia J, your birth and doula, your herbalist, and your inspirational healer. And so much more. As the same, I thank you, sister, for coming in. She's also does oils. She also is a healer as well, spiritual healer. And hit us up anytime. Is it any particular yes, you can reach her at Healing Hearts Tailor Made Doula at 703-347-3240. If you guys are out here in the VA area, even if you're not out here and you need a little bit of extra support, maybe we may know some other doulas out in another state. Hit us up. Again, you can reach at Healing Hearts Made Birth and Doula at 703-347-3240. And you could also reach me if you're looking for a herbalist or just somebody just to talk to, encouraging, whatever it may be. Just reach out to me. I am here. So you can reach at me as well as 703-747-9543. If you're unable to reach me, you can also email me at cynthiaj.gospel@gmail. cynthiaj.gospel@gmail. So I thank you all for chiming in. I thank you, sister, for chiming in. I really enjoyed y'all. We've been up on here for 2 hours and 22 minutes. Woo! Can
Yes, we
y'all
have
believe that?
chat.
I
Look, and
think that's the longest I've
there's
ever
my
been on
numbers.
here. Right.
Look,
222, 222, been on here that long. I'm telling you. Woo! But it's been
look.
powerful. I'm telling you. Yeah, I'm telling you. So thank you all.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Miss Brittany. I really appreciate it. Thank you all for all y'all support who's been listening out there. Go ahead and hit that like button to share. Send it to your family and friends. Send it to a sister or niece, someone that you know is expecting. We are a platform here holding us women accountable, but also holding brothers accountable too as well. Much love to you guys on TikTok and Instagram. I love you all. Peace and love, and have a blessed night.
Good night. Thank you.
Hey, thank you, and come again, sis. Peace and love.
Yes, ma'am. Good night.
Night. Thank you guys again. We're getting ready to end this, and we are about to go. So stay tuned to watch some of our amazing commercial breaks here. Don't want you to miss out on anything. If you have any information you would love to share with us, please chime in. Don't be scared. Don't be afraid. Chime in with this amazing information. Every little bit helps. So, love you guys. Thank you for all your support. Peace and love. And have an amazing, amazing, amazing weekend. Be safe, please. Please, guys, be safe because there's so much going on out there. And I definitely want you guys to be safe out there. So, peace and love. Love you guys.
My story is for your glory. My story is for your glory.